Welcome to Pie. Welcome
Right.
to
Oh, right. Okay, hang on.
Pie Offshore.
Okay, I don't know what point they'll come in. They might come in perfectly on Welcome to Pie Ohm Show.
I think that'd be good. Who's in? Mark Hawes, Gareth Martin, Scotty Bogfoot,
Oh, God.
Dion's in.
YouTube Studio just really confused me.
Cuz
It said no
Steve.
data, and I was like, oh no, what's gone wrong? I bet what it meant was no analytical data.
Dr. Green Thumb. Boom in the house. Have I said Mark Hawes? Don't know. Bob Clark, the old Clarkster's in. Patrick Pyle.
Piley.
Take a week off. They fucking love it.
Piley.
Andy Fairchild. Ibby's in.
Ibster.
Ibby. The Ibster.
Ibdor.
Smashing it.
Ibdibdo. That works.
I've got sciatica. It's really weird. If I'm sat down, if you sneeze, it's fucking awful.
You have you diagnosed it?
Yeah,
Have you diagnosed?
That's
No,
what it is.
No. Have you diagnosed how you have got it?
Oh yeah.
Because it could be something like a lounge chair or a car chair or an office chair.
No. I fell down the stairs pissed when I was 20 backwards.
That'll do it. Oh, you went.
I've always had
your height.
I've always had a dodgy bottom of my back, and it's just gone the wrong way this time. That's all it is. Yeah, I was wankered on a Christmas Eve and fell backwards down the stairs and landed in a seated position. And I was already really pissed, and it hurt. And I was drunk, and I thought, "Oh, that's not good. If it hurts and you're hammered."
Oh yeah, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, I thought this is gonna stink.
Have you? Have you? We've named everyone now, have we? And they can definitely hear us. So I think we'll just roll intro.
Let's roll that bad boy intro. I'll just keep snapping heater and stuff.
All right. Welcome to the new Ohm Show.
Yes!
Chapter 78. A very special show tonight.
Very special.
No Master Vapor, no guest. Just us two.
I thought you were going to give me the Master Vapor. I thought you were going to go, I Master Vape you.
I know, but I think if you do rubbish, it undermines the integrity of the quiz. If you do well, it undermines the integrity.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, because I was thinking about writing you a set of questions, but I thought, but what do you do? How do you play it?
I think I have to do the questions forever now.
Yeah, I think so. Because you've got the level.
Yeah.
I agree.
I am the examining body.
That's why you wore that tag for a while. Same reason, wasn't it?
No, that was all the abuse.
I thought it was examining bodies.
No, mainly self-abuse.
At the park.
No, so it is going to be an amazing show. It's just not going to be the new format, the modern format that you've become accustomed to. That award-winning format.
Yeah, because we gave ourselves that award, didn't we? It was good. I liked it.
It was a Omi Award.
Yeah, that needs to come back. Just make them really shit.
The Omi Award for best live format.
Yeah, best quiz.
It is the best vaping quiz.
It is.
It is the best vaping quiz on TV. It is. Although,
I agree.
if anyone is aware of another one, do let us know. Because obviously that might change things drastically. But as it stands, in terms of Master Vapor, I haven't updated the scoreboard. I've got it on screen now. Who was on last time? Oh, it was Chris, and he got 4 points, didn't he?
Yeah, he's the winner to win the chicken dinner at the moment.
Right, so I need to add Chris to the leaderboard. He's winning, and that's quite nice in a way, because one thing I love about Stackwarm and Chris is they're not just a manufacturer, they're a very keen hobbyist vapor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ear to the ground all the time, eye on the industry, eye on the socials, and that's how you get a good Master Vapor score, really. If you're no longer infused by vaping, you won't get a good score in Master Vapor, and he did, and that shows.
Yeah. Well, he's been in the game. Like it's knowing He knows his shit. He just knows his shit.
Yeah, really does. Really does. He's he follows the trends and all that sort of stuff and sees what's what. So that's all good. We do have things. We have real world news. We have vaping news from the world, and we have new stuff. Some interesting new stuff later on, and we've got some tittle tattle. Probably.
Yeah, I'll just make it up.
We've got some quality filler in between those things.
Oh, yeah. You're doing it seamless. That's the other thing. Seamless filler is we've got that award as well.
Yeah. Do you remember in the summer when we started talking about Christmas?
Yeah.
I think that was one of the most iconic pieces of filler.
That was Matt.
That was Matt Cully, yeah. It's what you
Matt
do for
Cully,
Christmas. They don't even really celebrate Christmas. It's fantastic filler. Happy.
Everyone's talking about
What's
Christmas
the
now.
special thing, Christmas, isn't it? It's a special thing in America now. Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, Halloween. Halloween's coming up. Halloween.
Then Thanksgiving.
Halloween has become a thing in the UK, and I can't cope with it. Like, what are you doing for Halloween? Fuck all. That's what I'm doing. I don't understand what you're talking about, you fucking lunatic.
Giving COVID door to door.
That's mental. People are like, what do you put on your windows?
What's the official rules for trick or treat this year?
Don't know.
Because last year it was kind of off on it.
Do you have that unwritten rule where we have a rule that's not a rule? So if you've got a pumpkin outside your door,
Yeah.
the little shits can knock on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to time it well though, because they go soggy quite quick.
The kids.
The pumpkins.
Ah.
They kind of. I'd say you
Sag.
only get a good 5 days
Okay.
before they go. Ugh.
You have to do that thing for. I assume you let your kids fuck up your kitchen, like doing it.
Oh, yeah. We sometimes go to like a proper place and make a day of it.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's slightly more wholesome, isn't it, than just.
I can't remember who it was now. Somebody I
Use
know. Someone I know's mum used to let all the kids do the Christmas tree. Christmas Day, they'll put the Christmas decorations on. And when the kids fucked off, they'd put it back, do it right.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd be like, did we do that yet?
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's quite good. That's quite good.
You did a brilliant job.
If we did that in our house currently, the tree would be on top of them within seconds.
Oh, what if you let them have a go?
Yeah. So that's Christmas. See, that was just a little example of our quality filler, and there's more of that coming later on.
Yes, there is.
Real world news. Is that what we do first? Oh no, hand check.
No, I haven't done what we're doing. Haven't said what we've got.
Are you vaping?
It's not. Yeah, no, it is exciting. It's exactly what I was making before. I've got lemon crack in the Dwar 16 on top of the mix, and I have got
an MM whistle.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
is that a good fit in there?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, because sometimes they're too shallow, aren't they? But it is a good fit.
Sometimes they're too slack.
Yeah. Oh no, this is one of the newer ones.
The
first set were a bit slack. The second set weren't. Newer, you know. And then I've got that's a one of those tips. Origin tip on there. You know, that's a billet box. That looks nice. With an alien from EVL in it. In there is Envy by DB.
We got billet box related news coming up later.
Beautiful. And I've also a little bit in there. Oh, nearly put that up. That'd have been a mess.
What you doing?
Nice. No, I nearly put in. There was a can with a tiny drip in it from 2 weeks ago that I actually had behind my monitor, and I nearly poured it in my beer.
You're a really tiny person.
It was one can, and it was behind the monitor, and I couldn't see it.
Right.
Anyway, I've got to say, it's Life and Death by Vocation, which is very nice. Yeah, don't put shitty 2 week old. I had a lick of it. That's how I knew that's that.
Yeah.
It was a bad idea.
Do you know what we should do? In all seriousness,
Beers.
Yeah, an official approved beer list on the group.
That's a good idea.
Because Life and Death would be top of that list.
Oh, it is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's one of the best
really
beers.
Good.
It's ridiculous, and it's one of those. If you don't have it like for a week or so, then have a can, and you think, "Oh, that's a good beer."
No, it's when you've flirt about with others, and
Yeah,
go back
that's
to
it.
it, you go,
Go
actually,
back.
this is a much higher quality.
Yeah, I don't know what I fucked about with that. Yeah, and it's got all those cheeky flavors with no flavoring. There's no passion fruit in it, no grapefruit in it, but it's got little hints of mango and passion fruit. Oh, it's good.
Dean Feeney for Trick or Treat gives out laxative all sorts.
Nice.
I suppose they could never get you because
You
they've
wouldn't know
had
when it hit in.
30 houses worth of sweets.
Mm.
It's kind of like the perfect crime.
I don't know if he killed one, they'd be more serious. They'd probably really check into it.
Well, you can't die of an empty arse.
I don't know. They might ship themselves off the path into a car or something. I don't know how kids work.
Could happen.
Hmm. What are you vaping on, Richard?
Oh, we don't. I should point it out at this juncture. We don't condone the poisoning of children.
Not unless they really
At
deserve it.
Halloween. But you know, it is an option. So there's that. Vaping on things, right? Interesting things, actually. Not interesting as in new, but interesting as in. It's funny what sticks, isn't it? Now I'm just a normal vapor. It's funny what you go back to. It's funny what stays in rotation. You know, because you know, to be fair, I've got a lot of stuff, but I've not got new stuff. So I'm looking at what I actually can be bothered to vape, what I want to vape. So this is back with a vengeance. I think this is great. The drag.
You've always been a fan.
The proper drag with the thing. I've changed the pod thing to the bigger coil one. This mod just because if you're going to use this pod thing, it seems really silly to then put the 510 base on it and stick it on a normal device, and you lose.
Can you hold the show up? You can. I can see. 3 minutes.
Yeah, go on. This device I think is kind of perfect. It's very good looking. C-frame pod thing. Like if you're going to use the pod thing, it seems daft to put it on a 510. So you stick it in here, and it looks good, works great, good coils, good clouds. Class. I just think if you've got a shocking pod mod, then obviously use the 510, look for an alternative. But I think this is a great actual device, and therefore the pod is justified in the device, which is cool. In there I've got that apple juice I don't particularly like, but that needs having. The other things that are sticking around, because they're easy, because they're consistent, good. The Mustang with the scrape on, obviously lovely Chris on last week. Again, it just works every time. Obviously I was very lucky to get the A-Rise with all the extras, so I've really got it dialed into exactly how I like it. But it's just a really good tank, really solid device. So this sticks around. There's a coffee tobacco in there actually. Chris reminded me I had one because he was on coffee tobacco. K-Fun Light 21. Again, just a good tank, just a solid, easy tank. If you guys could put in chat what you guys are actually vaping, that would be handy at this juncture. Drinking Carlsberg. But yeah, K-Fun Light 21 just works. No top fill, no airflow control. It just works. Again, every single time. And what's amazing with the K-Fun is you forget, you don't actually have to rebuild it very often. And when you do rebuild it only takes a minute. And that's a big plus. The mix as well, great mod. There was a post in the group this week about, a reliable, easy to use single 18650 regulated device. I still think this has got to be high on the list. Brad's here. Lovely Brad. So that is that. That's got a tobacco cream in. can't say the names because they were tester samples for an upcoming juice company. I don't think it panned out, so they don't have a name. And then, last but not least, another Voopoo thing. Isn't it interesting? 2 Voopoo devices are sticking around. So this is the Voopoo Drag 3 with the Screamer RDA, and from Just Add Nick, Carrot Cake. Carrot Cake from Just Add Nick in there. What are you guys vaping? What are you guys vaping on? Let's have a look. Fat Rabbit on the Rudder mod. What's the Rudder mod? Marcos, the Rudder mod. Is this a new one? You're very on trend, aren't you? Rudder mod. Oh, the Omie Rudder. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. Oh, I can show a picture. Omie Rudder, that's what Hawsey's on.
Why?
Hang on, we're just checking out what other people are vaping. We've done my stuff. Nick Smith's on the billet with the Cubics. Are you aware of that, Atty?
Cubics?
Yes, Cubics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it.
Aspire Glint with a half for Mick. Brad's in chat as well.
What a bratty boy.
He's also noticed you've got a lot of furniture for a small room.
When did you? What's the golf? Why are we playing golf?
Who?
Brad said, "Why? When did Rich start playing golf?"
It's a reference
it's the
to
shirt.
The vintage Admiral polo. Dean Feeney's on the SVB, an engine. Side note on that. How to say this? If you know Nigel Moxon and you want to go to a vape gathering, send him a message on social media. That's because it's hard to say, because it's not an officially thing, so it's hard to say too much. But yes, if you're interested in going to a vape event, a vape gathering, and you know Nigel Moxon, then get in touch with him because he's organising one. So there you go. Reminding me of that because he's got his SVB. So that's a thing. Right, so yes, so I'm drinking a Danish Pilsner.
Wow.
And vaping lots of Just Add Nick juices is what you missed.
Hey, Carrot Cake. Oh, yeah. You didn't even tell me it got there.
I forgot that I like sweet pea more than carrot cake.
Yeah, I knew that. I could have told you that.
But no, I was really pleased to get them both. I wanted them both anyway. But it's funny how I still could never describe it to anyone or anything. But sweet pea, I forgot how much I quite like that, actually.
Yes, do you know what I think they fucked up? I think the name is the fuck up.
What would you have called it?
I think you could have called it...
I would have called it Owl Tears.
Not bad.
Just because there's no point trying to say it's peas. If something's so unique, there's no point trying to say what it's meant to
No, but I would have called it... Well, what day is Thanksgiving? Called it that. What date? What's the date?
I don't. No one knows.
Has it not got a... Does it have a date?
The UK knows what date Thanksgiving is. Isn't it like the start of December?
Yeah, but does it have a date?
Yeah, of course it does.
No, but is it the same every year?
Yes. It's got to be, isn't it?
I don't know. Date. Thanksgiving date.
25th.
I don't remember. Well, I've called it 25/11 then. That's what I called it.
Yeah. Good idea.
That's what I mean. Just sweet pea. People keep thinking it's pea, and it's like it's not. And then when you say it's sweet potato, they're like, well, fuck no. So, because sweet potato pie, or like pumpkin pie, is fucking epic. Like, in real life, yeah, it's not bad. And as soon as you came out with it, I was like, that's pretty good, Alton. I don't hate it.
Catch on, wouldn't it? People love all that shit.
Yeah.
Squid ink.
Squid ink, yeah. Which is very powerfully fishy in real life. But in everyone got something different from squid ink. I always thought it tasted like raw Coke.
I don't, if you like it, then I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
If you don't like it, then tough cheese.
It's like there was a liquid out years ago called Sherb, and everybody said it tasted something. I thought it tasted like really good lemon sherbets, but loads of people got loads of different stuff. And when they said it, you were like, yeah, I get why you think that. Some people went, it tastes like shit. Not so much.
Yeah.
But it was slightly underflavoured, which made it really Moorish.
Oh, what have people said? Rifleman's got a Diet Danny and a Nautilus X. We've got Nautilus related news coming up later. And Tony's on the mix with the Nautilus
I saw a really great
classic
one.
combo these days.
Someone had an original Noisy Cricket, and I was like, fuck, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Although, yeah, because my thing now is just vaping stuff that's just is what it is, and I like it. Yeah, I think there was a certain intense hobbiness about vaping in series on a Meg.
Oh, the Cricket, when it came out, it was
brilliant. I loved it at the time, but I was into everything at the time. I was doing great.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, but for me, it was like that went mainstream, which like everybody knew hobbyists who built in series, but not mainstream. And then suddenly there's a mod, which was difficult because you had to explain to people it was not what you think it is.
No,
you can't just do that.
That was mad, actually.
Mm.
Yes. So that's that. It's time for real world news.
Yes.
Are you ready for real
yes,
world news? What do you think about toy shops warning shoppers of potential shortages in the toy shop market?
If I'm honest, I think it's a lie, but I think they were thinking everyone else is taking the piss, might as well get in on this. I think it's not true.
Do you really think it's not true? Because there is a worldwide shortage of shipping containers, isn't there?
Well, there's a worldwide shortage of
and this cheap toy junk does come here on shipping containers, doesn't it?
Does it? So they've got. Well, it was like. Well, okay. Take for example the Telegraph today. Their headline was Felixstowe docks short of hauliers, so they've turned ships away. But the important word in it was away, not back. So they were coming into the country. They were going. You're going to have to go to Southampton. Like they couldn't stack anymore in Felixstowe, so they just said go to Southampton. So they weren't. It wasn't like they got here from China and they went, nah, mate, you have to go back. And they went, well, all right, Gov, and they turned around. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
They just went to another port. It was silly.
The issue is actually the lorries to take the containers away.
That was what it was. Yeah. And yeah.
So therefore, you hit the capacity of containers at the port, don't you? But they were just sat queuing anyway. I mean, it's not like when the Suez Canal
boats queue. Yeah, not only that, boats queue. We lived in Felixstowe for 20 years. Boats queue like for days. They pull up, and like high wind or anything can do that, and they kill the engines and they sit like 4 miles offshore, and they sit there for a couple of days, and then they come in when they're told.
What's in it for the shops though?
More sales.
Is it though? Because you've only got 2 kids.
Yeah,
so you have to buy their 2 presents whether you buy them in November or December. Because
there's like if you're going to bet, if only 10 kids in 100 manage to nag their parents to let them have the gifts they know they've got, because their parents are a couple of wankers, and they bought them, and then they get a bit of whinge power. They get the presents early. That's more presents. How come 2 weeks ago there was a thing in the Express, and it said. This is really clever marketing. That's
a reach.
Okay. I'd be cynical. I'd rather be cynical there. If they said
if that happened in my house, I'd go crazy.
if here's a good one. There was a thing in the paper the other day, headline news, and it said public go crazy for cheap holidays abroad, and they were not cheap at all. Right? Yeah. It was a total lie. But the first thing you feel naturally inclined to do, I didn't do it, but you feel inclined to do it, I'll have a click. Just have a quick check around. And before you know, you book the fucking holiday. Because of course you would.
I understand the motivation of that, because the travel companies are desperate for that short-term liquidity.
But I think it's, exactly.
Loads of people don't understand liquidity.
Nobody understands liquidity. And I said this before, like, it's not your money being paid for that holiday. Right, really?
No,
that's not the same thing. You just hold it. They just want your money to have, just for a while. It's fine, but that's how it works. Like insurance companies as well, they want your money.
Yeah.
Well, gyms only exist thanks to liquidity because most people don't go to the fucking gym.
Yep, and the same with the gas companies and all that. They're putting everyone's prices up now to
Yeah.
hopefully cover the gap of their
I,
current
I
liquidity
think
issue.
nobody understood that. I think a lot of people with gas companies thought that you went, that much, and they went,
The price has gone up 12%. They've put everyone up 60%.
and they went, hello, yeah, is that Russia? Yeah, Sheila's paid for 50 quid to her. Send it down, and they were like, that's not what happened.
Speaking of which, what do you think of that?
I don't have any gas, so I don't care.
Russia have said it's not officially not.
Well, that's just Putin full of shit.
It's
been controlling it for
not
years.
A political thing.
No, it's business, but it doesn't matter what the reason is. They've always done this.
They've
isn't
dismissed it as tittle tattle.
Yeah, but the same as Saudi Arabia, they just stop the wells, and so the price of crude oil goes up. If it plummets like it did in the pandemic, because of the lack of use, then they fucked off. So they tighten it down, and the price goes up.
Yeah, I don't.
There was some idea with petrol. I had to dismiss a few people who said, that's because the petrol in the tax is going off.
I heard the conspiracy about the E10 thing.
What was E10?
Because the petrol's been upgraded to E10 now, hasn't it? Everyone has to be ready for E10.
Yeah, you'd have to run it through yet, though.
And what was it before? Was it E8 or something? E6 or something?
Is that lower emission fuel, actually?
So they've improved petrol, basically. And so they're forcing it down the necks of the petrol stations. And there was a conspiracy.
They'll love it.
It was something to do with that.
It's more detergent. They'll love it. And the other thing was I had to explain to people. Oh, it's a good. I've got some real news. It's a really good story.
Go on, then.
It's interesting. Right, this is good news.
Why? What are you saying?
No. Yours are good. I liked it. They're fun. This is a local one to me. There's an auction that I go and visit. I wonder if anybody else can get it. I'll let you before I get into the story. You can just people can try and guess if they can guess. Fuck off. I've got to I take pictures of everything I do. I'm a real picture tech. I've got to find it though. Come on, you son of a bitch. Got it. So here is the story. Let me just hold it here. It says stone Sphinx statues from Suffolk Garden fetch £295,000 in auction. Right. Stone Sphinx statues. They were up with an estimate of £300. Auctioneers called Maunders Auctions, just outside Sudbury. We've been there a few times. So we were sat in the front of the TV. We were watching something yesterday.
You like your auctions, don't
Big
you?
auction fan. And
Do you watch the auction TV shows?
No, because they do it the opposite way around. They always get it wrong. No one would ever buy a fair and sell it in auction. You'd be dumb as hell. You'd lose money. It's stupid.
Right.
They do. It's because you have to for the format.
So you're supposed to buy at auction and sell at fair?
Yeah, definitely. Right. No one's ever done it the other way around. It's so dumb. So these statues, there was an estimate of £300, and they went for £195,000. And my wife laughed because she said the owners were chuffed to bits, right? And they might have been at the time, but about 3 hours later, or the next day, would have rang the auctioneers and called them names, because had there only been one buyer, they would have sold for the estimate, 300 quid. And the person who bought them would have made 100. So it's a fluke. The auctioneer did not mean that's a really bad move. It's absolutely dreadful. But what bugged me was what
made them so valuable?
This is the interesting bit. What made them so valuable is they must have been Egyptian, or they must have been at least 2,000 years old. Or, sorry, they must have been at least 1,500 years old. He didn't notice the one thing that would have given it away.
The sand.
That would have been it. They say on the bottom, Tutankhamun. No.
Tutankhamun.
They'd got feet, right? Which was the problem with them. They'd got feet. And that was the whole giveaway. I realised it when I was looking at it, and I was like, got it. So
if they got feet, they're Egyptian. If they haven't, they're a knockoff.
Now, if they didn't have feet, there'd be a knockoff. The reason they would have been a knockoff is because the feet and torso and body wasn't exposed until 1897. They hadn't been dug back, so they didn't know that they had feet.
Genius. I love
Good,
it.
isn't it?
I love it.
It's good, isn't it?
I'd have probably known.
I love the fact that someone was
18,
clicking and they went,
40.
fuck, I got it. Like, these are worth something. Because if they, as long as they had to be over 100 years old, right, when you were looking at them, once you realised they were 100 years old, they had to be over 1,000 years old, at least, because they had fucking feet and nobody knew it had any feet. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they were like this in the sand. And like, why did they do it like that? Because they don't.
But the head was up. It was
themselves.
Yeah,
no, no, it's fine. Don't.
No, it just blew in.
Further at this.
No one gave a shit. Like North
The
Africa
wind's
was
picking
kind of.
up. Wait a minute.
Or even the Nazis were in Egypt in the 40s. It wasn't interesting. But anyway, yeah, archaeological dig in 1897 exposed the back bit and the legs. So
yeah, we don't talk about the Nazis. John mentioned it once, but I think we'll get away with it.
Yeah, I really like that story. Then, what's the other story? 20,000 people dead. Oh, terrible.
What's that?
The report out yesterday. COVID: the lessons learnt to date.
Oh, won't worry about that. Wait till the real big report.
Yeah, we do need the inquiry.
The really big report just on election time will be great.
Well, they reckon the inquiry is
when
going to
is
begin
next
in
election?
spring. Not for
23.
2 years. No, yeah, 23.
Well, that'll be great. That's all the real world news. That's all that's happening in the world. I think the world is a bit news starved, you know.
It is at the moment.
I think that's why we latch onto these smaller stories and blow them up. If there was loads going on, like
William Shatner got fired into space on a giant penis.
Yeah.
Today.
Who's funded that then?
No, they just did. You would, wouldn't you?
No, I mean, but whose rocket is it? NASA?
Oh, Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not interested then.
Mm.
Someone on the radio said he's 90.
Yeah, 90 something.
Is he?
Yeah.
Let
me have a look.
That's weird as fuck. He looks great.
Yeah, 90.
He looks
90.
great for 90. Mind you, he was a handsome chap, money back in the day.
Minted, didn't he, as well?
Is he minted? Because he does a lot of ropey shit.
I think he probably does all right. Yeah, he won't be getting any money back off any Star Trek. He won't be getting repeat money or anything like that. True. If he was, he'd be rich. Nah, but he just goes on to. He does do bullshit. You're right.
He does some right stuff. Yeah.
But Christopher Walken turns up in films, and you think, why? Why did you do that film?
True. True. But yeah, I think that some people make the mistake of taking someone's career more serious than they do. You know what I mean? If they're not worried about their resume and just want to keep busy.
Oh yeah. You just got to throw. Yeah, I
people
just
make the mistake of taking someone more serious than they take themselves.
You feel a bit. Well, I think there's two actors that used to be a male and female actor, and if either one turned up in a film, you always think it's going to be fine. It might not be brilliant, but we'll make it.
Where's he going, Shatner?
Oh, just up into the inner space kind of thing. And then back.
It's nothing compared to what he's used to.
No, 10 minutes. He was up there for.
Well, it took him about 9 months to get to Rigel 9 when his warp engine imploded in season 3.
We did something.
Compared to his ship, that's substandard.
He did a series in Canada called Rescue 911. He's Canadian, isn't he, as well? I didn't even know that until the other day.
They keep it very quiet, those Canadians. There's a lot of Canadians people don't realise are Canadians. Can't name any because they keep it very quiet.
That's it. It'll be ended, won't it?
Yeah. Right. Actual vaping news, John.
Sorry. I forgot I'm involved in that.
There is one. I don't think you're covering this. Steve sent it me. Brilliant Steve.
Cause.
Of course.
What?
Of course.
Oh, I think you said fuck off. All right.
Steve Cuz.
Calm down.
Steve Cuz has sent me FDA approves e-cigarette
I've
in
got
the US
that.
for the first time. You got it?
That's the first
BBC
story.
are covering it.
Yeah, that's the first story on the BBC that I've got.
What? I haven't got a picture from BBC.
It's on the top. First link.
Oh, go on then.
Vaping, FDA approves e-cigarette in the US for the first time. The Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, which regulates medicine products in the US and food, drugs, and alcohol, which regulates medical products in the US, has approved an e-cigarette for sale for the first time.
Did you hear the drama about the whole approval process?
Yeah. We covered it a couple of times on here.
No, this week.
Oh no.
Someone has successfully appealed their rejection.
Oh.
Apparently, there's now an official process to have a court appeal of that thing,
right?
And because it was so easily obtained, the FDA have now unrejected everything it's currently rejected. So nothing's currently rejected; it's all pending again.
Oh, okay. Right.
So what? Because it is unlawful because they're not giving any kind of legitimate reasons for the approval.
Yeah. Which is what the problem was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've said if authorised, the 3 products from R.J. Reynolds under the Views brand, which is that Bensonetti's Views? No,
it's collaboration, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be. I don't know. Views. The FDA decided that the benefit to adults trying to quit smoking outweighs the risk of teenagers becoming hooked. Well, they haven't decided that. The permitted products are tobacco flavoured as opposed to sweet flavours popular with younger people. Then it just goes on for normal shit. Manufacturers have been waiting more than a year for official authorization as the FDA examined the potential pros and cons for public health. But I mean, it's quite interesting. Juul are still waiting for approval.
They're not going to get it.
What?
They won't get it.
If they don't, I mean, they're fucked. I think they're going to go bankrupt immediately.
I already think that's a certainty.
Yeah, because anyone who's got... Imagine if you're a shareholder and you held on.
One of the things is the credibility of the company itself. And you can shoot a million holes in that.
Yeah. Oh, they made so many fucking errors. I think you can just get them on the launch parties and stuff, and they're dead.
Yeah, well, they stole all their... Didn't steal. They obtained all their marketing behind-the-scenes discussions, didn't they?
Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. But they'll go bust in the UK as well, and they're about to launch their new product, but I just think they're going to go bust.
Locos Mum is saying Views is Imperial Tobacco.
Oh, okay. So Embassy, etc., etc., etc.
Thanks for that.
Thanks. That was handy. Next, we've got a story from the Mirror. This is amazing. I'm gonna read this verbatim because it's worth it. Schoolgirl 15 hospitalized with ultra rare condition after she started vaping. Whoa. Dakota Stevenson from Sydney, Australia,
great name,
was rushed into intensive care in the Children's Hospital in Radwick, where she almost drowned because of fluid filling her lungs after she started vaping 7 months ago. And I was like, well, are they connected? A 15-year-old girl, Dakota Stevenson, initially went into hospital with a high temperature and back pain, but was diagnosed with hypoxia, an illness that means her lungs were not getting enough air. That is what hypoxia is. She was rushed into intensive care at the Children's Hospital in Radwick, where she'd almost drowned because of fluid filling her lungs. She was put on a partial ventilation for 3 days to help her breathing. Just 7 months before being hospitalised and left fighting for her life, Dakota took up vaping with her friends from school, something which doctors believe may have caused her illnesses. They went with illnesses. Speaking to the Daily Mail, her mother Natasha said, "Oh, wait, it's not that. It's what she was getting out of her vape. This is incredible. There's no water." Anyway, speaking to the Daily Mail, her mother Natasha said the doctors used a dozen syringes to remove 250 mils of fluid from her lungs that had been caused by vaping. Mrs. Stevenson's mother only found out she'd been vaping when she was put in to the hospital. She used to ask for $5 a day to get snacks from McDonald's after school. Little did we know she was saving up that money to buy nicotine cartridges.
I wonder what What's going on here then?
It says doctors believe she's suffering from the relatively newly diagnosed condition called Orvali,
Oh no, not Varley.
which was first brought to light following a US patent in 2019.
So, what do we reckon then? She could have got dodgy cartridges.
No,
She could have a pre-existing medical condition.
I think she's got a pre-existing medical condition. That's a shit lot.
To be fair, the headline does kind of say that. Ultra rare condition.
yeah, hypoxia is, and what she'd got is not what Ivali was. So Ivali was
No, it's not.
is oil on the lungs, which is, someone give me a clue. Can't remember.
But that can be almost instant.
Absolutely, yeah. You'll struggle to breathe almost immediately.
And this is 7 months of decline.
Yeah, and and water effectively on her lungs, which is not. There's no water in vape, so it just doesn't make any sense. Oil lung inhalation. I'm sure I've done what it's
Could
called.
be in the McDonald's every day, Rufus's.
Lipoid pneumonia. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That was what lipoid pneumonia, was what was caused by vitamin E acetate, which is totally different, which is like cells in your lung. Well, your lungs are not two fucking balloons.
So is she in Australia then?
Yes. Yeah.
It's even more like it was a dodgy cartridge then.
Well, she was buying them off a guy. She was buying them off a guy at school.
Well, yeah, but they're wankers about nicotine, aren't they? So they're creating a black market, and this is what happens.
I think it could have been anything, like coconut, if it had been coconut oil or vanilla, real vanilla.
All these unscrupulous bastards could literally put anything in it. They don't care.
Gareth, Martin, Andy, both there with lipoid pneumonia.
Well done.
Yeah,
guys.
so it could have been. It could have been the fact that they were using a sweetener. It could have been because we had done all this shit and we knew before.
Water.
Could have been. It wouldn't have worked. It could have been orange oil, which is citrus flavors are shit. Like we never touched them. Weirdly, I don't know what it is because they never mixed. They mix really badly. They were always when we started vaping.
Lemons you put in the fridge and it's squeezy lemon.
Yeah, you could just pop that in. Yeah, that you get lipoid pneumonia from that as well. But there was something that told people. This is the weirdest thing. The UK vaping kind of crowd policed themselves. Like, do you remember our colours went away? Not because anyone said so, but because vapors basically and retailers went with, why the fuck are we vaping blue? And they're like, I don't know. Maybe we should take the blue out, and it just went. Do we not do
because
green?
Because we didn't have a black mark.
We didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck it did either, so it went. But we didn't know these things didn't mix. That wasn't a good idea. So they policed themselves off the market. It's amazing.
Because I mean, how would you even get a cartridge-based vape in Australia legitimately?
Yeah, you can't.
So
that's why the
they've
nicotine
created a black market. They've created their own downfall.
15. I mean, fucking.
It's no age, is it? She's fine, isn't she?
Dean said, sounds like a clear case of popcorn lung. It could have been popcorn. That could have been what was in the cartridge, popcorn. Didn't even think of that.
I don't think they go to that trouble.
What, putting a popcorn kernel in there?
It'd be easy just to get some juice from the UK sent over and stick that in your cartridges.
That's what you'd think they'd do, but they won't do that. Well, yeah, but I was talking to a waiter. We were in Sri Lanka.
Sorting out some random oil from.
No, well, there was a guy I was talking to, and he was vaping coconut oil, and I was like, "Dude, no, don't fucking do that." Anyway, that was the young.
We do sympathise with the lady, but yeah, it's very, very complicated when you start doing all this stuff.
When you say stuff like that, this one is from Vice.com. Just got to agree. You've got to consent to something. This is from Opiawe. Kids are making hundreds of pounds selling shisha vape pens at school.
Good on them.
Enterprising. E-cigarettes or vapes first began to soar to popularity in the early 2000s. No, they didn't. Because people believed they were a healthy alternative to cigarettes. Since then, vaping has become a global phenomenon. And in the schools of Northern England, the craze is at large. The reason it says north as well, there is a north-south divide. The data in their thing of bullshit says that a fifth of teenagers aged 15 in Yorkshire and the Humber were underage vaping.
Well, I conducted my own
That is
survey today.
that is
this
3
week.
times more than in London.
I conducted my own survey this week.
Yeah.
I drove past a high school
Mm-hmm.
at kicking out time.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like 1 in 20.
1 in 20. Right.
Interestingly, though,
You'd only need 4 in 20, and then you would be at the 1/5.
true, but I'm
agree. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Sorry. Let me.
What was
knuckle
interesting,
down.
what I found interesting is we're sort of led to believe from the media that they're into these. They're into these.
Disposables. Yeah.
But actually, they're all blowing fat clouds.
This comes up.
Oh, right, okay.
But no, not so much the disposables, but it comes up. It said that
quite brazen, I might add. Almost as though they were doing no harm to themselves.
we've got a quote from a 17-year-old. I'm 17, they said, a student from Bradford in Yorkshire. I first noticed the explosion of vaping at my school about 4 years ago. More recently, the hype has centered around shisha pens. A shisha pipe inspired form of vaping with a more pronounced flavour and a big cloud of vapour. Students acquire them for different reasons, usually to look cool. I got to agree. But also, they're cheaper than cigarettes.
It did look cool. I was beeping my horn. Yes.
You were blowing a cloud out the window as well.
No, I had a very low wattage device, so I didn't feel I could compete with these boys.
They even advertise it. Says they're cheaper than cigarettes. Open brackets. You can buy one on eBay for £6, and they do seem to be less dangerous. Yeah. Selling, it says here at the bottom here, selling at school, it's not a new thing. From Pokemon cards to fidget spinners to alien eggs. What? The schoolyard has always been a bazaar for trend-driven transactions, and shisha packet pens have become the new object of social currency.
What went big when you was at school?
What?
What went big when you was at school?
Mr. Govan. Oh no. Pogs, pretty big.
Pogs, yeah.
Pogs. That was you were a bit. My little brother was more into Pogs than me. He was a bit younger than me. Football, like
Pogs
Panini football stickers were huge. I remember marbles back in the day.
Did you miss the yo-yo?
No, because that's kind of come back. So I did that. I did a couple of games with the yo-yo.
Yo ball.
What?
The yo ball.
Oh, I don't remember that. Do you
the
remember
yo-yo that always came back? So you didn't have to be good at it.
Do you remember the clacker thing? Neon clacker thing. It was like two V-shaped things with the balls on, and you kind of went whack. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they bang the shit out of them.
Do you remember running a stick along a fence?
Huge. That was massive. It had about 89. Yeah. Massive. Well, marbles was the thing, though. That was huge. In the 80s, marbles was massive. Playing marble. Panini stickers. I didn't even like football, but I did the sticker thing.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Italian 90 kind of going, like for blood. Swap, need, swap.
Yeah. Italian 90. Yeah.
And snacks. Yeah, that's the first World Cup I ever remember. Was Italian 90. So, yeah, badasses. To be fair, if you've got kids and they're like 15, 16, get them on this now. Give them advice. Because they're making fat cash out of this. It's pretty cool.
Oh, the vapes.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, fuck a paper round. Do that. It's way more money in it. And this is breaking news today, and I had to use the scum to get it. We always said CBD wasn't great. We've got the proof.
Oh, my God.
Brit footballer, that's dicey, jailed for 25 years in Dubai after cops find vaping CBD oil in car, and he's forced to sign a confession.
He'll be out in 28, 29, though.
A British football coach based in Dubai has been jailed for 25 years after being found with 4 tiny bottles of harmless CBD oil. Police searched Billy Hood's apartment and car after a rogue drug tip, but instead officers only found cash and the oil. He was sentenced today. Vaping oil is legal here. He's 24. He was thrown in prison under the UEA's medieval drug laws. Drug laws. He was arrested on the 31st of January and forced to sign a false confession in Arabic. Because it counts as cannabis because of the 0.001% THC. He got sentenced today to 25 years. Breda, his mum, said, "This is not our Billy. We're 100% sure he's innocent." Oh, because they're saying it wasn't even his.
Well, surely that's not your basis for your legal.
We signed a confession. That's the problem, isn't it?
No, I don't think that would hold water, would it?
Well, he already has. He got 25 years.
In an actual...
In real land. That's why I'd never go to Dubai in a million years, and none of our connecting flights ever go through there. Because then also, like, if I was on social media
my client doesn't speak Arabic, and he's certainly not able to write it.
You got to be really careful, because even on social media, if I said something like Dubai is a fucking shithole that's homophobic, racist, misogynistic, and basically a shithole, like on social media live, you could be in trouble for that.
Yeah.
If I ever went there.
No, don't say that.
I'd never do it. I never would. Ever. You couldn't pay me. 25 years for 3 bottles of CBD.
This is one of these, though, and it's like that lady with that teddy bear. You know, what a British...
What drugs?
It's
a political thing.
Will do some, and you know, Dubai will suddenly have the next World Cup, and we'll get our boy back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just nuts. In
fact, we get this kid back. This is how we do it. England cricket team, I believe the T20 World Cup coming up in a couple of months is in the UAE. And the England team can say we're not going to the World Cup unless we get this lad back.
We need him.
He got these from Boots. It's not even for vaping. You put it on your tongue.
Yeah. Got it. Holland and Barrett.
Yeah, Holland and Barrett.
Bang. Out.
Now
you're thinking of going to the next... Now you're thinking about going to the next Dubai show because you know there's no CBD. You're like, yeah, sounds all right.
No, I wouldn't go there because of the crimes against humanity.
Yeah, that would put me off slightly.
Not just that, but it looks really hot.
It is really, really hot, yeah. They've got their really cool rules, like you can do whatever the fuck you want in the hotel, but not outside. Like, hold your wife's hand, you pervert. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Anyway. No, well, I told your wife's hand.
Is that all the news?
That is all the news. Next World Cup is in Qatar, says Rufus Kane. It's absolutely true. That is also a shithole, for anybody wondering. My friend lived out there for about 10 years. They have one beer.
I've got family in Abu Dhabi.
Ah, Abu Dhabi do.
I don't know where that is.
That's where they filmed the Flintstones, isn't it? Abu Dhabi do.
Yeah. It's not all historically accurate with the Flintstones, though.
Most of it is.
You can pick holes in it.
I think I'd mix cement in a Pelican.
Yeah, they definitely used animals for basic household tasks and DIY. But the car thing?
No, I think that's right. I can see that.
You think they manufactured vehicles that were powered by walking anyway?
Yes.
I don't think
They weren't that clever. And most people had a saber-toothed tiger.
You got your whole family walking this car along. There's a guy just walking past you faster. Come on.
Cheeky. You would. You'd go really... If you saw a car coming, you'd slow down. So they felt better about it. Because they were even conned. What would be the point? Why? I know, because I remember watching it. Why would you buy that? Like in the Flintstones movie, when he gets rich, he buys a sports car. What's the point of that?
What, is it still foot powered?
Yeah.
Well, if it looks better, doesn't it?
It's made of balsa wood. That's what the trick.
In the intro, when they put that set of dinosaur ribs on the
That's
car.
her first day. That's her first day. I was gutted that the camera was there because that was her first day.
Yeah.
And she felt really stupid afterwards. And I just think it's bad that they kept showing it every time. She got way better than that. She never did it again.
Think how heavy those ribs were. 'Cause those wheels were made of solid stone.
Yeah, mammoth. They're heavy.
It was quite good, the Flintstones.
I enjoyed it. Hanna-Barbera.
Wilma was a bitch.
Mm.
If you looking back now as an adult.
Yeah. You'd have definitely gone off with Betty because
Yeah, Betty
not
was
Wilma.
lovely.
Yeah, Wilma was a bit of a cunt. I agree. Yeah.
Always,
And Bam Bam,
his
you'd have taken
cat
that
kicks
kid.
him out of the house. He's going, Wilma.
You'd have
And
taken
Wilma's
that
like,
kid.
come back in the house.
And not only that, yeah, there's no
Go
window.
get rid of that cat.
There's no windows. Why are you knocking on the door, you fucking idiot? Just go through the window hole.
Yeah, he could have gone through the window hole. Yeah, but that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Didn't want to look a prick in front of his pet.
Yeah.
What new stuff have we got?
Right, do you want to see some new stuff?
Oh, certainly
Oh,
do.
well.
Am I looking on the screen or on
No,
it?
you'll have to fire up the old...
Fire it up.
That is here. Right, I'll just give you a second. We'll just catch up. Wilma was a Karen, says Dean Feeney. Not wrong. Not wrong, actually. I suppose... I just didn't like her attitude.
Shit.
Attitude. Fred was working hard, wasn't he? Bit of a schmuck.
Down that quarry. He's just doing his bit.
I just think he came home and got no respect.
Yeah, the cat kicked him out after putting up with that bullshit. Definitely Betty. And that kid, Bam Bam, you'd have taken it back immediately from the orphanage. Got home, that kid's a little shit.
I mean,
back.
In that respect, it was ahead of its time. You know, that child, had issues.
Just all, I'm not even going to say it. No, don't say that.
I mean, we can't delve into it. We're not going to diagnose Bam Bam
I
now.
don't know.
But, yeah.
I can see the picture.
Excellent news. Okay, so we kind of dismissed this at the time. This was the Digiflavor SMTL RTA V4 and S Tube mod. Actually, it's had in the last 2 weeks stellar reviews.
Oh, really?
Across the board. Both. The tube is the tube. It is what it is. Not a bad thing, but it is what it is. Aren't they? These sort of semi-regulated tube things. But the actual tank, I believe, you can convert to pre-made coil on this tank. People could correct me in chat if I'm wrong. You can turn this into a pre-fill, and it's as good as Nautilus. People are saying, and the actual RTA isn't bad at all either. It's kind of leaning on Digiflavor's Siren sort of style of mouthfeel and vaping, and apparently it's a very good RTA.
So it'll take a stock coil and you can build
if you get the right bits. Right. Yes. So apparently it's actually pretty good. So we thought we'd show that back again because we got a lot of mouth to lung vapors watching us. So when these things do come along, we should probably give them more. But it's nice to actually get some reviews in, and apparently it's a pretty good tank. This RTA. So there you go. The next one.
Definitely.
We've been talking about this device for ages, but only because they kind of teased us so much about it. This is Cthulhu Mod doing their cheap billet box thing, if you remember. And we can now, they have finally, apparently it's out next week, and it does fit the proper borrow tank. Up to now, we've never seen inside, so we've speculated. It does actually fit a borrow. Now, so
is that good or bad? Then it's just a knockoff.
It's kind of cheeky, I guess. Although, if you were looking for a budget billet alternative, the only issue I think Fullermod have got here is Aspire have already done it, haven't they?
Yes.
With the box ox.
I bet it took them longer. That's all it is. They've probably all been waiting and couldn't do it.
So, if you are wanting a cheap billet box, perhaps you're wanting Mark Todd's CO Atomizer, for example, and you never had a billet box and you're looking for a cheaper alternative, this is now available, but I would wait for people to use it and tell you, because Aspire have already done one, and that seems okay. So you'd be the safer bet would be the Aspire one. The next one is a funny one. There was a big hoo-ha special event press conferencey thing by Voopoo to announce the new drag. I haven't watched all 40 minutes of it. I just managed to get a grab of it. But apparently this is the new drag S Pro. And that's what it looks like. And because I can't bother watching the 40-minute seminar, I don't know anything about it. But nice to see Voopoo going down this Apple-style press release route. Yeah.
It's quite a it seems quite a step for those.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really. If it had been like, we've got this new board and you can just rest it
new. Yeah, they have
on your nipple.
It has got a brand new board. They spent
okay.
A lot of time showing off the board. Is the one drawback with the if I can flick out of this, it is the one drawback with the Voopoo devices actually.
What's the board chip?
I mean, it hits the wattage it's supposed to hit, but it's got a completely unique UI. It's got all this 1, 2, 3 changing to a different thing.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, and like one of the modes doesn't let you set your own wattage, and one does. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's always had a bit of a crazy UI. So if that new board simply just makes it work like everyone else's, that'd be great.
Nick Smith has pointed out something, which is kind of true. That lady's hand will be tiny, so it's no scale to think of with that mod.
No, I think he's joking about the fact it's so much bigger than the lady.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was that. I was thinking of the hand. It's
on a serious note, it will be a really long device.
Oh, will it really?
I think it will. Anyway, well, if it's 21700, that's long already.
Oh, okay.
The tank goes in, the airflow comes out, so it will be quite long.
Isn't fugly though?
No, they're not bad looking. I don't think the drags in general.
No, I'm all right with that.
The next one.
I get it now. She is tiny.
She's tiny. The mod's not that big, but she really is that small. Now we did show a silhouette of this a couple of weeks ago. This is the iJoy Leo Coma. The Coma.
So this is back in now. This look at it.
I liked the silhouette. I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the actual thing.
Yeah, I'll remain underwhelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed before. But
the shape, I like that shape.
I just think it's been done. That's my problem. I just think there's other stuff to do.
I don't even get what it's a disposable with a massive battery. Is all I can.
So it's got an 18.
It's more than a disposable because it's got a massive battery.
And you lob the whole thing in the bin.
No, you pull out the top bit.
Oh, right.
That's the
Sorry.
point. I think again, I'll come off the slideshow. I think that's the point. Rather than throwing all of that away,
you're throwing
that away.
Okay. And that's actually that bit's recyclable.
Small mercies.
Well, that bit's recyclable. At least it's metal and plastic, so I mean, at least it's recyclable. But sort of.
It's a chargeable disposable. I don't know. You know, it's better than it's in morality terms. It's better than this. I don't know. Yeah, are people going to go for that though? Because the whole point of being disposable is, how's that any different to a pod mod?
I don't see how it is. No, I think it's the same.
I don't know. So I'm slightly underwhelmed now. I've seen it in real life. Speaking.
Also, like a good point. Gareth Martin said, "Looks like a gizmo." It does. Do you remember this gizmo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and that's the age.
Still grey, and it had a normal pod tank and a coil could be put in it. I'd be interested. Next one is the Univapo Miso.
Univapo.
And I don't know why this is getting any traction, but all the reviewers are reviewing it. I think they're probably being compensated for their trouble. Having said that, again, it's getting positive feedback. So if you are looking for a cheap, shitty vape pen, then this is one of those.
So it's just, what is it? So it's not, because it's hard to
like
even tell.
everything that's ever even come out. It's just like it's like a UL.
Oh, one of those, right?
Caliburn job.
Yeah.
UL Caliburns are brilliant, by the
Well,
way.
what's the? I tell you what, because I never have a problem selling them in the shop. What's the Aspire? It's not a disposable. Change the head. Cloudy little stick by Aspire. It's quite a few years old now.
POC X.
Yes.
POC X
Still.
is a banger.
Yeah, it still goes. Like, no problem.
I know people that have vaped it, like, POC X since it came out to now.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, they still make
It had that weird thing where you could blow it through the charging port or something, or you could just wave it around. I can't remember. It had some special feature that wasn't intended.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
No idea. I've never had a problem. Like I normally sell like one a week. Just somebody just comes in, and that's what they wanted. They wanted something that was a piece of piss to use.
Oh, the POC X. Yeah.
And it was cloudy as fuck. So
yeah,
just
I've
give them that.
recommended it to people when they've said the one I recommend they didn't like.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want. I've had people. The one thing that they want to do, they want to stop smoking, but they also want a big cloud at the same time. But they don't want to pay a lot of money. So that's that. Do that.
The tight drawer thing isn't for everyone.
No, exactly. The only thing I do is push them away from 3 if they're still smoking. It's like you'll just end up with a pie trick, which is pointless. Yeah. Oh, neon things.
So, OBS. I've got 2 pictures of these. They've got a thing going on here. OBS are releasing these. These are disposables. I don't think there's any 2 ways around that. It's 1,000 puff. It's the OBS Slim 1000, and obviously they've got these flavors: peach ice, watermelon ice, blueberry ice. Now,
did I see Matt review that the other day?
I have no idea.
I think I did.
They've got that, and then they've got this in a triangle design. This is the OBS Cube Bar, and these are available in different amounts of drags. So there's I think there's a 600 drag one, and there's a
the Elf Bar is as well.
One.
The others are too. Elf Bar and whatever. You can get them in either.
All of I've put these up now. This is a sign of the times. Get used to seeing these, not on this show, but just in life. Get used to seeing these things.
You won't see those 1,000 puffs. You won't, because they're over 2 mil, so you won't see it.
Yeah, you won't see those in the UK unless someone's a bit shady. But what I will say is, other as opposed to the other people that have put out these sticks, OBS do make good coil heads, and so I haven't used one of these, but they may be better because OBS have always made really good stock coils, so they may be quite good. We're still not fans of the whole disposable thing, unless you're a smoker and you're in your first month or 2. Then give it anything a whirl other than smoking. But
that's the if they could work out the recycling problem, I think less people would give a shit. And honestly,
put a charging port on and that's it.
If it was I hate seeing 18-year-olds smoking. I do. I think you're a fucking idiot. I mean, I was pretty stupid back in the day, but I think you're a fucking idiot. Yeah. If they were using that, I wouldn't judge them on the recycling. I would think I'd rather see you doing that. That's
100%. But as these things evolve, I think they'll evolve all the way back to charge port.
Yeah. I agree. Anyway. Maybe you've got Dragon back like that.
But maybe we capture 1 million smokers in the process. So not all bad. What I would say is I haven't had a go, but they might be quite good. Just because of the way the disposables have gone and the fact that these are the first good coil making people that I've seen do it. So
there's nothing clever. Like said, Matt Cully reviewed one the other day. They all work the same way. They're a fat cartomizer. They're not. The liquid isn't rattling around. It's a cartomizer.
No, that's quite clever in itself, isn't it? That they've gone back to do it in a way to
that it works.
Does work in that respect. You're not going to get a hit off those. The nature of the design.
And when we had Chris on, I think it's cleverer to compensate for wanky flavour by putting more flavour in, then that's so clever. They never did
I
it.
can't believe
Like,
it's taken us this long to think of it.
well, why the fuck did we were talking about them earlier? Fuck, who's the American company? Why didn't they do that?
Yeah.
Like,
Juul.
we'd have all Juul. People would have fallen for it. You could have said, "Oh, it's a new kind of wire. It's a special kind of filler." But no, it's the same thing.
Well, they were sort of passing off this salt thing, weren't they? They came hand in glove with the salt.
Imagine though, if they'd have put 10% like more flavour in, people would have fucking fallen for it.
Well, you had people raving about the flavour anyway.
It was shit, wasn't it? It was absolutely shit.
I don't get it myself. This now this isn't a new thing, but actually caught my eye because it's quite a thing. This might become more prominent. Can you see it on screen? So Geek Vape had a stall at Silverstone.
Oh, okay.
And with the lack of vape events happening right now, I think this might become more mainstream. Fancy vape stalls at major events.
I assume they had their disposables at that.
I bet they did, yeah. And all the rest of their stuff, I bet as well, because why not? In fact, in the picture, you can see a proper mod on one of the posters on the picture.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, why not? They don't. It kind of works better in a way because
if you snatch somebody
and
if you snatch someone at the right time to quit, because I remember what made me quit
also
was not
brand awareness.
Yeah, nobody told me to do it. It was just I thought I've really got to stop this.
Yeah, but if you go to 3 events in a summer, say you go to Glasgow, Silverstone, and I don't know, Wimbledon.
If you didn't,
and you just notice that brand at all 3, I think.
And if no one's selling
in Argos,
and if no one's selling cigarettes,
yeah,
you can do it. One of the biggest things we get when I'm talking to a smoker in the shop.
Said it looks like the RAC stall.
It does.
It does actually. Yeah, great show.
That fucking annoying knob outside Tesco's.
Oh, sorry, I'm with AA. Sorry.
I can't remember what I was going to say now. Forgotten. No, it's cool. Smoking. Oh yeah, that was it. The biggest issue we get with smokers ever, and I bet everyone who works in the shop is the same thing. If I get somebody it doesn't work with, there's only one reason it didn't work, because they didn't want to stop. I sat with a bloke for 45 minutes who got a problem with an intermittent cough with vaping, and I said to him, got it right down to the point, and I said, "You know the 5 or so cigarettes you're having a day?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "That is the problem. That is the problem, because you're not letting the basically your body's filtration system sort it out. The PG is irritating you because you're smoking. If you stop smoking, you'll stop coughing." And 2 weeks later, a van pulled up outside, and he came in and he went, "Haven't coughed in 10 days." And I went, "Oh, what did you do?" And he went, "I did what you said." And I upped the nick, and I went, "Sorted?" And he went, "Yeah, done." He hasn't smoked. That's it, done.
That's really good. You kind of some people do really struggle with the coughing and vaping thing.
Yeah, because
you almost have to, and you're right. Definitely right. But you also need to build up a tolerance as well.
Yeah,
an
you
actual
have to just
physical
get through
tolerance to vapor, like not even a biological tolerance, an actual sort of technique tolerance as well. Just a way to do it that works for you. And over time, as the cigarettes disappear, you'll get stronger and better.
I can't remember what it's called. It begins with M, and I think it's Milo, but it's not. It's some. There's these hairs that run all the way down your throat, and if you smoke one fag, they're gone. Like, it doesn't matter, they're gone, and they need to grow back so that they can clear your lungs out hand to hand. They basically just pass it one to the other. They're the same hairs that give you belly button blood, but they just pass out all the shit from your lungs. And if you don't stop, if you do both, it just won't get there.
I would definitely say expect to see more of this, because if there's vape events or not, these Chinese manufacturers put a really high price on physically meeting people,
Yeah.
physical foot traffic, even if it's minimal sales. They want to physically be there. That's their belief.
It's
their
great to see
marketing
this
belief.
back because it's been like 10 years since concession stands, really. I remember when e-lights and everything else, people stopped smoking because they went to the local shopping centre and there was an e-light stand and they tried it and they found out it was shit and they used something else when they tried it, which is the point.
Yeah.
Ilya, there you go. Sorry, I wasn't an M. Mike and Rifleman have come back to me with Cilia. Yeah. It's the last thing to stop moving on your body when you die.
Right. All right. Weird.
Your every part of your body is covered in them, basically, these hairs. Last thing to stop moving.
Next, Valkyrie RTA.
An RTA!
A postless 30mm RTA.
Fuck.
From Vader's Cloud. Don't know anything.
I don't
about
hate it.
I don't think we remembered to show it before, and it's not bad looking for a big lad.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a thing, and I don't know anything about it, but it exists.
I want to see one in person, please.
Well, it's not going
The
to be your
silver
cup of
one.
tea, is it?
I don't mind. Rose Day, can it really? I remember one. No, it's going to be. I assume it's a cloudy motherfucker.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Although
Still
I'm
like it.
open to seeing a 30mm MTL RTA.
That'd be great. Last year a week.
Yeah, every week
Be
after
wicked.
every tank full.
Yeah, be nice.
So this is new. This is Vulcanmod's new mech mod. This is the Lascar V2.
I like that, considering what it looks like.
Yeah, it's out there, but I think mech mods have to be out there these days. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
just another tube, isn't it?
I don't hate that. I'm all right with it. I'm just checking if it's a real picture there.
I think it is.
It is. Yeah, it looks real.
I think it is. I spend a lot.
Vulcan mods. I've not seen one for ages. Vulcan.
I know. I believe it's a real picture. I spend a lot of time on Instagram wondering if it's a real picture these days.
Yeah, no, that is. Well, it depends. But if you got a digital artist as good as John,
Mm-hmm.
you
That's the
can't
trouble,
tell.
isn't it? That's the trouble.
Yeah, but most of the time they can't afford John, so it's not
Very true.
not as good as that.
What I would say, I think Mike Vapes has reviewed this. If you're into Met mods, so go and check him out. If I think that's right. I think I'm right.
Very competition-y looking.
Yeah,
Cool. I like
it's
it.
sort of, it kind of nostalgic. It's sort of really modern, but actually a bit nostalgic when people were going a bit really into it, trendy wise.
How much is there a retail on
I don't know.
it? 200 quid.
I don't know if it's as much as that actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Vulcan were quite not cheap.
No, it won't be cheap. It will not be cheap.
No.
And then the last but not least, and I do not know if we've shown this before, but I couldn't remember it. This is the new Dual 18650 mod from Asvape. The Aya mod. It's just a big Dual 18650.
Oh, got it.
Fire button in the middle thing. The 510 will be in the middle as well. Latch bottom door. Be a 200-watt job. I don't know.
It's
Not bad.
underplayed. I don't hate it. I don't like the thing in the middle. I don't like either the fire button or the top. Yeah, 510.
I don't.
It doesn't
I don't
work.
mind
If
it,
you
I don't mind it.
offset, if you go here, your chin is there.
It instantly
Well, I go
reminds me of
sideways.
this,
Yeah.
because that's all centered and then that's centered.
Yeah, but that
You hold it
works.
like that.
But it's not an oblong. I just don't get it.
No, it's out there though, and there aren't many of these mods hitting the market anymore. It's not really a thing now. They're usually built into something else. So it's a thing. If you need a new 200-watt mod, it's an actual thing.
True.
Got any just a next stuff? Superb mute mic controls there. Look at that, the double mute.
Yeah, but it's more because
There wasn't as
you
much
don't want to hear
as
me
you said there'd be.
scream because it's really weird because I've got sciatica when I sneeze. It makes my arse hurt and my
Right, okay.
hip go at the same time. It's really weird because you don't realise you move the bottom of your pelvis. It's just fuck it. where your pelvis beats your back. So it's fucking horrible. Coughs and sneezes. Earlier I was going because I really wanted to cough when I was sat watching the TV. Oh, sorry, and I couldn't. I've just done just for people watching the show live. I'm not even. I won't. I don't think I'm going to put it on the group. No, I'm not going to. So just to prove you're watching the show, there's a 20% off. Just had Nick. Literally just for you guys, which is live watch. It only lasts until tomorrow. So if you're watching this tomorrow, it'll still work. So it's the 13th today and it runs out midnight tomorrow. Live watch, 20% off. Don't forget, all the cactuses are back. And I've got gallons and gallons of cactus. There's a new one coming in from Haystown really, really soon. Good night, Rufus. I don't want to give you away too much on that, but if you like Pistache, you're going to like the new one from Haystown and Nata. Yeah. I can't believe it's Wednesday. I have still not used to doing shows on a Wednesday. I still think it's Thursday. And when I get up tomorrow, I'll think, fuck, I've got to go to work. So that's good. Who's watching what on the TV at the moment? We've been watching a thing called Mrs. Wilson about a war, like a wartime thing, a spy thing. It's shit. Don't watch it because it drags you in on the first episode. There's only 3, and then it gets worse and worse every single time. What's everybody else watching? We're watching a thing called Midnight Mass that I'm indifferent about. We're on about episode 5 or something like that. I was doing what we're watching on TV.
On TV.
I've been watching Mrs. Wilson, right, which I thought would be good, and I did not like it.
What channel's that?
It's on iPlayer, at the moment, BBC iPlayer.
All right.
We're
and it's Silent Witness.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting back into it, but I wasn't sure.
They're very posh, aren't they?
What, Silent Witness?
The people in it.
I don't know. I haven't watched it for so long.
It's that Liam Fox's sister, isn't it?
Oh,
Lawrence Fox, is it?
Lawrence, the prick one.
The right-wing guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a dickhead. He just burnt his career for nothing. So
He's starting a new one. He's the male Katie Hopkins.
Yeah, no, yeah, but then there's only so much road, and then you're fucked, aren't you? You won't get another job. Right. Who? Katie Hopkins. Yeah. She went bankrupt last year.
I know, but before that, she's flying.
She's a vile little shit. We've been watching Midnight Mass on Netflix as well.
No.
Yeah, I think Mrs. Richard
watched
would
a film on Netflix.
Hate it. Oh, what was that?
It's called The Guilty.
Okay, I think I've heard
Jake
it.
Gyllenhaal. Have you seen Phone Booth?
I've seen it. He does it. It's in real time, and he's a 909 operator. Yeah, I fell asleep.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't think he pulled it off.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't sold. And I thought, no, that's a shitty thing. Right, I won't say what I was.
Suspend disbelief.
Not only that, because I'm trying not to give it away. Yeah, I had it like half an hour in. Because you're not left with anything apart from that. So it was obvious.
Well, there's 2 things. There's 2 revelations, isn't there?
Yeah. Either way, it just fell apart. It wasn't. We watched on a Sunday afternoon, and I really like him as well. He did that. He did this brilliant one where, have you done something where he goes back in time? He has to find a bomb on a train.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's
absolutely
fantastic.
Code? Source Code. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And Donnie Darko is just a classic, all-time classic. I think it's fucking amazing.
What are people in chat watching? Squid Games, probably.
Let's go. I haven't seen Squid Game at all. Dave's not interested. English subs.
Yeah, well, you don't have to.
Oh, Justified.
You
What's that?
You don't have to watch it with English dubbing, you know.
Yeah, because they changed the story on the dubbing, didn't they?
You could but you can watch it with just subtitles.
Mark Hawes says Ray Winston has been filming in his mate's house. What, in Saxmundham in Suffolk? I'm interested.
Wow.
I fell asleep on The Guilty as well, says Stuart Drummond. Yeah, it's a quick game. Refreshing to Korean production. There's some wicked.
That Ray Winston, he gets about.
He's meant to be a really nice guy as well. Did you watch Help?
Well,
I haven't seen it yet.
He's not that nice. Because he
I heard
advertises
him.
gambling sites, doesn't he?
Yeah, I heard it was all right. Started Quantum Leap last night, Scotty Bogfoot. My man. Do you know what? We started doing that a few years ago and then I couldn't find any links to the rest. So we watched the whole first season and
Did
my
you
wife
like
got into
X-Files,
it.
John?
I did, and then it got really, I liked the first few series, then it got really up its own arse and I really wasn't interested. After the whole soil shit, I couldn't be arsed with.
There's a
Gillian Anderson, I will say, a lot of people say that certain women are still looking good. She is ridiculously
She
pale.
seems like a very nice person.
Yes, but she's also an alien because I don't understand how she doesn't look bad and she doesn't look like she's had a million things done to her face, which takes a while. I didn't know she was English until about 3
You
years.
should check out Fringe.
I've heard of Fringe.
A lot of people haven't seen Fringe.
In time, says Cuz Stevens. It's all right actually.
Yeah,
Justin
surprisingly good considering the cast.
Yeah, great.
I think it's an excellent concept. They could have executed it the final third better, but it's a fantastic concept and it carries the film.
Stuart
This
says
is like Kimon and Mayo, isn't it?
it is. Stuart is saying that Help is a Channel 4 movie about COVID in a care home with Stephen Graham and Jodie Comer.
Yeah, I thought
that's
was
not
shit.
bad.
I thought it was shit.
Is it bad?
I thought it was really shit.
I don't like. Do you know the worst thing is about Jodie Comer? As a person, I don't like her at all.
She's hard to like, I think.
I think she's quite insipid.
Well, she's so up her own ass already.
Yeah,
she's way too young to be so far up her own ass.
She is so far up her ass. And what was that Hitman? What was the Hit Woman thing? Because the last series was so shit.
That's almost not her fault in a way, though.
No. But then now recently with what she's been in James Bond. No. She's been in Freeman.
Freeman, yeah.
Oh fuck! I just on everything. You're like, shut the fuck up.
She's going to be a huge star, and she's clearly an excellent actress. That help thing. Fantastic intentions, incredibly interesting initially, and then completely jumped the shark all inside an hour. Just incredible. I mean, I thought it was absolute tosh. The reason it got the acclaim it got was because of subject matter. Everybody loves it.
And they've got the two. I mean, they're the two leads though right now, aren't they?
And he's dog shit as well. He can jump in the sea.
He played the
little scouser.
He played the shortest prison guard.
This time, another angry little scouser.
Shortest prison guard ever, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah, I liked that actually. I liked that one.
It wasn't bad, but he's so small. And Sean Bean's not small, but I mean, he looked ridiculous in that role.
I thought his Scouse accent in that was excellent.
I've not seen Free Guy, Stuart. Stuart's saying it's good. I've not seen it.
It's okay. It's interesting.
You get that legally anywhere, or is it all just nicked?
You have to pay on Disney.
Oh, I don't want that. I've never seen Deadpool. I don't like comic book stuff.
If you don't like Ryan Reynolds, you won't like Free Guy.
I don't mind Ryan Reynolds. It's all right.
He carries the films he's in, doesn't he?
I remember the first films he did. Waiting is a really good film. It's kind of weirdly old now.
He's brilliant.
He seems like a genuinely decent guy, so I'm all right with him. I don't mind that.
Time is the best thing Stephen Graham's done.
What's that? Oh, the prison.
Sean Bean thing.
No, fucking. I always call it Behind Enemy Lines to annoy my wife. What's the police thing called? He did right in that.
I hated him in that.
You really?
I really like it's what's it called?
What's it called?
Oh fucking hell!
Sorry, I do that to my wife. She hates it.
It's the biggest program on TV ever.
What is it called? I don't know. I always call it Behind Enemy Lines because that's what I've always called it.
That's a film. That's a film by
Owen Wilson, isn't it? Someone's going to get it. Someone get it. Get the police thing. That's really popular. Mary
Line of Duty.
There you go. Mary Joseph and the Little Donkey. Line of Duty next to hate. Second player. Did you really hate it?
Line of Duty is amazing. They didn't need that to.
I think that's anti-Scouser rhetoric from you.
Absolutely not. I love Jamie Carragher.
I
And
think he's all right.
I was rooting for Liam Smith at the week. Oh, mind you, he was fighting another Scouser. Yeah.
Oh, boxing.
The
You're a
boxing.
boxing fan.
I'm a huge boxing fan. Tyson Fury, amazing.
It was. I mean, if you were like, if you normally the pay-per-view fights, like I've paid for some in the past. I didn't have this one, but I paid for them back in the day when I used to bet on boxing. And so many times, just a waste of money. Like, just a fucking
it
ridiculous.
Can be, can't it? It can
Really,
be.
if you'd have been 25 quid in, which is what I think it was, what a bargain! What an absolute bargain! It
25
had
in the UK, £70 in America.
that had everything. What a what a fucking! It was amazing.
Was an incredible thing. I mean,
How Tyson Fury got up. Tyson, sorry. What's his name? Shit.
Deontay Wilder. If he'd have shook
Deontay
his
Wilder
hand
got
at
up
the
in the
end,
10th.
If he'd have shook his hand at the end, he'd have basically won that fight
Yeah.
because of the amount of heart improvement he showed over the previous two. He basically lost and won that fight, and then lost it again by not showing respect at the end.
Oh, so stupid.
But incredible performance from both of them, really.
I couldn't believe that Tyson Fury in the 11th, when he ended him, the passion he managed to pull out after 11 rounds of professional super heavyweight boxing to end it. I've never seen anything like that. He must have been dead on his feet.
He's got an incredible engine.
Dead. Fucking hell. That correction. He puts his chin up. He uppercuts him, puts his chin up, gives him a left hook, and then just knocks him the fuck out. And that to get that accurate in the 11th, I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's match fitness. What he has is match fitness. I think the thing with boxing now, on the top level, they only fight once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And if you look at a footballer's playing twice a week. But for the first 3 or 4 weeks, people talk about, they don't quite have the match fitness yet. They don't have that sharpness. Tyson Fury gets around that by sparring 30 rounds a day for 4 weeks before a fight. So he has match fitness. He actually has the pure brilliant stamina, and he's been doing it since the age of 9. So he's been doing it his whole life as well, which a lot of these heavyweights haven't. And he has an actual match fitness. These boxers think they can rock up. I know they do a lot of sparring, but not in this way. And they think they can rock up and carry themselves for the most intense 36 minutes of their lives.
As a fighter, he reminds me of Usain Bolt as a runner. So Usain Bolt, on the face of it, doesn't make any sense to be the fastest runner in the world. His style's all over the fucking place. He doesn't run like anybody else does on earth. And he's the world record holder. And if you look at Tyson Fury, you're like, what? He looks like a gangly madman.
Yeah, he's like born to do it, isn't he?
And then gets in the ring, and it is ridiculous. And there was a punch that he takes to the face, I think on about the 3rd round of that boxing, and somebody got it in slow-mo, and you see it ripple through his body. He takes it on the side of his face, and it goes all through, because he's not trim, and he's got this like
he's tried fighting at a trimmer weight, and it's not been as effective.
Honestly, I think he absolutely. I don't think we've seen anything like that for 30 years.
He's special.
Yeah, absolutely fucking amazing. But Dante, he did so well, and as you said, I think he just let himself down. Yeah. Just shook his hand. It was stupid.
Real shame. I mean, if he'd shook his hand, it'd be people would be lining him up for all the fights all over the shop. Right now, he'd be right back in the mix based on that performance.
He could at least be smashing some YouTube twats to bits.
He could have Joshua next if he'd have shook his hand at them.
Joshua's I will say, Joshua's a fucking idiot to think he's gonna. He wants to get in the ring, doesn't he? With Tyson, I think he's mad.
Yeah, he's got a puncher's chance.
He's got to be a fucking good day.
Yeah, but you only have to, just like they were saying before the Wild fight, Joshua only has to be great for 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas Fury will have to be great for.
It's really. Minutes. Do you know what? The one thing that's really, really great because we haven't had a decent British fighter, like what I would say is a decent British for years, like really long,
Properly
long time.
British as well.
Yeah. Well, watch it.
No, what I mean is he does all this stuff in Vegas and stuff, but he lives in Morecambe. His whole family's in Morecambe. He always comes back to Morecambe.
We've just had
proud Mancunian.
Like, I remember when Audley was like first out, and I was like, why doesn't someone just kill him? Like, just knock him fuck out, and let's just get rid of Audley Harris. I fucking hate him. And then he finally, after a while, because he was Frank Warren for a while, and after he got he got one decent fight, got the shit beaten out of him, and then Amir Khan, the same. He got no defense, and I was just waiting for him to get his arse handed to him. And then he fought was in Mexican, and he just kicked the shit out of him, and I was glorious. I just wanted him to get up again, just so I could watch it again. Smash him again! I really hope. Because we've had some great, like my favourite ever boxers was Prince Nazim, someone who fought Ricky Hatton, who's on Tyson's team, isn't he?
Yeah, he helps him with some of the training. Yeah.
He was great because he could take a fucking kick in. So I always liked Ricky Hatton. Anyway, we're just doing boxing.
Yeah, no, it was glorious. Because Steve says the Flintstones movie is on Netflix as well.
I liked it. I watched it at the cinema. I got back from Bible camp and I had to go and see my mum. So I went to go and see Flintstones the movie that week. You can check what year it was. I was going to see the Flintstones movie, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Judge Dredd that week because my mum had to work. So it's cinema on my own.
We might go see Bond this weekend.
I haven't seen any of them. I'm not really a Bond fan.
Any of the Bond films?
I haven't seen any Daniel Craig Bond.
All right, fair play.
I haven't. Whoever was before that, I kind of gave up on Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, I don't like the bloke. I watched it back in the day, and Tomorrow Never Dies. But no, but I just don't care. Like I don't not want to.
Well, no, I don't care. I just really like popcorn.
Exactly, going mad.
Okay, thank you very much for watching. We will have a guest and stuff. Normally, this is a one-off special.
Don't forget to go over to justadnick.org.uk and type in at checkout live watch, you'll get 20% off. All lowercase, one word, live watch.
And if you watch it on catch up,
it'll work till tomorrow, which is the 14th.
Yeah, it'll work for a bit tomorrow. If it's not working, hit the like button.
And then it'll work.
Watch it to the end of the show, and then a code comes up, and then comment, and then it'll come up. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button. We'll see you soon. See you on the group, etc., etc., etc. Bye. Oops, press wrong button.
Listen to the eye.
Bye. Done.